Howdy everyone. I thought I'd go through this, my second Woodstock book called 3 Days That Rocked the World by Mike Evans and Paul Kingsbury, and the foreword is by Martin Sorcy. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This is a 50th anniversary sort of book. This is probably my favorite of the 3 Woodstock books that I currently have. Because it shows you everyone that played in the order I believe they played in, and the times they went on, the times that they and how long they played might be a little off, but Woodstock '69 was notorious for starting very late, and a lot of the performers had to wait hours upon hours upon hours to play. And of course this book features Janis Joplin, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten it. So this was released in 2019, so I'm just going to get into it. I'm probably not going to say a lot during the first few pages, because it goes through like what was going on in the world at the time, and the war in Vietnam and stuff like that, and a lot of things really haven't changed from then till now, unfortunately. And I don't get political on this channel. Everyone has a right to their opinion and what side they're on. I don't care either way. We're all one race, the human race, and I think people have forgotten that, and it seems like there's so much hate out there now, and it's really a shame, and it really breaks my heart, and makes me not want to be a human anymore, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'm gonna get through this, and I'll go through this whole thing, and hope it's not too boring, which it probably will be, because I'm boring. Sorry about that. So here we go. Woodstock, 3 Days That Rocked the World. And it's a nice colorful picture of Janis there. Woodstock ticket, which every day was $6 a day. Man, I wish fucking tickets were that price still. Seems like you have to be rich to go to any concert these days. It really sucks. Oh yeah, there's some nudity in here too, which I hope YouTube doesn't throw me off for it, but I can't help that. I don't have like sticky notes I can put over the nudity, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, here's the contents. Just everything. The foreword by Martin Sorcy. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his last name. This book has really some incredible pictures, timeline to Woodstock, everything that happened from 1954 to 1969. Times they are changing, yeah, and usually it's never for the better, unfortunately. Just the way it is. I have a dream. That was a famous quote by Martin Luther King Jr. Spectre of Vietnam. This is that must have been from a '94 Woodstock, this flag, because it says '94 on it. But, okay. 68. All you need is love. Not really. You also need food and roof over your head. But anyway, this is the Beatles. It goes over the Newport Jazz Festival and the Newport Folk Festival. And Monterey. Monterey is probably my second favorite. Monterey is probably my second favorite festival that happened in the '60s, next to Woodstock, I guess. although I think Monterey was run more smoothly. This is the town of Bethel, I believe. Bethel, New York, where Woodstock eventually took place, because there were like 2 other venues that Michael Lang and his crew had in mind before they settled on that farm. The team is then putting it together. And this was in Wallkill. I think that was the original site that they wanted. I believe that was the actual first poster for it, an Aquarian exposition. And then they were going to do it in White Lake, but one of these towns found out that the hippies were coming, and they said, hell no, and stopped it. So, yeah. No water in that pool. And this is where they finally ended up, on a farm. Max Yasgur's farm. Which was really cool of him to do that. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. God, that stage is so small. I just can't believe how small that stage was, and you'll see why in a few pages here. I don't know who these people are, and I apologize, except for Michael Lang, of course. I don't remember when Michael Lang passed. It had to be in the last last few years, though. Anyway, this talks about the poster for Woodstock and how the guy, painted that bird in all these colors, and stuff like that. The Lang and crew. And this is them putting the stage together. I mean, this stage was built by pretty much. I mean, that's amazing if you think about it. But a lot of the performers said that, it felt like it was about to collapse underneath them. And it was getting very soft, and this is people coming to Woodstock. This pic always kind of makes me laugh because it reminds me of a scene from The Walking Dead, the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Alright, so here's where we get into the performers. Day 1, Richie Havens says, 3 million people to me, or even 500,000 people, constitute just a nice big large spirit. Okay, so Richie Havens started the show at Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. And it says here he ended at 5:45 p.m. I don't know how accurate that is, because I've heard many times that he had to keep going back out. Yeah, here you go. I'll tell you what he says here. He says, I was supposed to do maybe 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, and when I walked off the stage for the first time, they said, Richie, you got to do 4 more songs. So I said, okay. I went back and did 4 more songs. I walked off again, and they said, Richie, 3 more. So I went out on the stage, and in the movie, you see me kind of stalling, because that's exactly what I was doing. The long intro to What is Freedom, the song, was me trying to figure out what to sing. I sang every song I knew. And then the word freedom came out of my mouth because I saw it in front of me. I saw the freedom we were looking for, and every person was sharing it. And so the word came out. So, yeah, I don't know if he played 45 minutes or not, but that's what it says in here. I think he played maybe 2 or 3 hours, actually. So, oh God, look at all those people, man. That's just crazy. That's the Richie Havens. He apparently ended at 5:45. We'll go with that. And then this guy, I can't pronounce his name, and I apologize for that. But he came on at Friday at 5:50 p.m. I think he was just talking. I don't think he was a performer or anything. And then Sweetwater, who I believe was the first band to actually go on, but they, you know, were having trouble getting there, and so they had Richie Havens go on because he was there. Friday, Sweetwater played from 6:15 to 7 p.m. Friday, 7:15 to 8 p.m. is Bert Sommer. And Friday, 8:45 to 9:30 p.m. was Tim Hardin. And then Friday, 10 to 10:45 p.m. was Ravi Shankar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Friday, 11 to 11:30 p.m. was Melaine. I don't know who she is. I apologize. And Saturday, 12 to 12:40. Wait a minute. Okay. Saturday, 12 to 12:45 a.m. We're into Saturday now. Was Arlo Guthrie. And Saturday morning, 1:30 to 2:15 a.m. was Joan Baez. And I believe she closed the Friday night. And this is the picture I was talking about of why the stage just looks ridiculously small, because it was. I mean, this picture, I'm really fascinated by it. See, this is the whole farm here, and what the hell is all this back there? I'm really not sure what that is. It looks like tents to me, but I don't know. And all this place back here is just empty. I think that's where the sheep and stuff were. But anyway, this kind of fascinates me. This is the backstage area off here that you can't really see. And this long way up to that stage, man, that's like a workout before your workout. I just can't believe it. And they said like something about like 400,000 people were there, and like an extra 250,000 couldn't even get onto the site. So yeah, I mean, people give Woodstock 69 a lot of shit, but let me tell you, it was the only one that really worked, if you think about it, to a degree, because there was no really violence. I mean, someone did die and stuff like that, but he accidentally got run over by a tractor when they were cleaning up, and you know, that's unfortunate. But there was no like real violence shit that happened at like '99 especially. But yeah, this stage, man, ay ay ay, that's just insane. Anyway, I'm sorry, this pic just really fascinates the hell out of me. So this is the police force, you know, people that were just around. Good morning, what we have in mind is breakfast in bed for 400,000, said Wavy Gravy to the Woodstock crowd. This is Michael Lang and Wavy Gravy. That guy was funny. So there's a movie on Woodstock, obviously, and I have the later version with Janis in it, and that Wavy Gravy guy is just going around everywhere in the crowd and everything. It was funny. This shit always kind of weirded me out. Which way is the groovy way? Because there's two arrows. Is there two groovy ways? Okay, day 2. I'm going into day 2, which is Saturday now. Saturday, 12:15 to 12:50 p.m. Quill played. Saturday 1 to 1:30 p.m. Country Joe McDonald. You think he was the only performer to play twice at Woodstock. Saturday 2 to 2:45 p.m. Santana. Man, I would love to see like this full set. I loved his bass player. I love that bass. That's a nice bass. I have one that looks kind of like that. Yes, apparently Santana was so messed up during his performance that he kept thinking his guitar was a serpent. Saturday, 3:30 to 4 p.m., John Sebastian. Saturday, 4:45 to 5:30 p.m., the Keith Hartley Band. Farm with Soul. I don't know when he spoke, but I know Max Yasler spoke to the audience. I think it was maybe Sunday. Sorry, I don't know, but I know he spoke to them. Saturday, 6 to 6:40 p.m. The Incredible String Band. Saturday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Canned Heat. I love Canned Heat. I think they were great. The original band, of course. This is funny. Someone jumped up on stage and gave the bear a hug. This is the audience, I think. Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. was Mountain. Mountain was great too. Saturday, 10:45 to Sunday, 12:30 a.m. was Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead is not in the movie at all. And it makes sense because, you know, I'll tell you, I'll read you what Jerry Garcia, not Jerry Garcia, Mickey Hart said. He said, "It was the worst we ever played. It was pretty chaotic. People were screaming that the stage was collapsing. Jerry Garcia was getting shocked every time he touched his guitar." Yeah, so that's probably why they weren't in the movie. But, yeah. Creedence Clearwater Revival, another good band in my opinion. They played Sunday morning, 1 to 1:50 a.m. Here's Janis. It says here she played Sunday morning, which she did, from 2:30 to 3:30 a.m. I tend to believe this. You know, like I said, Janis was supposed to perform late, early night on Saturday. And she waited like 10 hours before she could play. This is a great pic of Janis here. The girl next to her is her on and off again lover for 4 years, Peggy Caserta. Not a good influence on her, I suppose, because they did a lot of heroin together, and I think Janis also said that she would not perform unless Peggy was there. So, okay. Some live shots of Janis here. Her and Snooky Flowers. And Snooky was great. God, the song that they did together, I think it was an Otis Redding cover, was just amazing. $300,000 at Folk Rock. This is the cover of the Woodstock album, and they made a Woodstock album. This was the cover they used. Sly and the Family Stone played from Sunday morning 4 to 5 a.m. Jeez. They did a great performance, though, I have to say. And furry boots in the middle of the summer. Hot as hell. I don't know what why he did that, but it was apparently very hot. It had to have been because it was raining and probably muggy and humid and disgusting. So I don't know why he would wear such heavy boots like that in the summer. I don't know. I think that's hilarious, though. The Who played Sunday morning 5:30 to 6:35 a.m. Roger Daltrey says Woodstock was probably the single best show in history. Townsend doesn't like it because he is an idiot. Okay? A lot of pictures of the Who here. Jefferson Airplane, another great band, played from on Sunday morning 7 to 8:45 a.m. And Gray Slick said to the crowd, "All right, friends, you've seen the heavy groups. Now you'll see morning maniac music. Believe me, yeah, it's a new dawn." They had to wait hours, too. Jefferson Airplane. This is nuts. There's another picture of the crowd from behind the stage or backstage. We're going straight into day 3 now. Sunday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Joe Cocker and the Grease Band. Joe Cocker is probably remembered for singing the Beatles song. Oh God, what was it called? Oh shit, what was it called? Hope for My Friends or something like that. I think his version is a little better. It just shows you like what was going on in the crowd and stuff. Oh, here we go. Naked hippies. Naked hippies. Okay, Sunday 6:30 to 7:50 p.m. Country Joe and the Fish played. Again. Sunday 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. 10 years after. Sunday 10 to 10:50 p.m. The Band. I know that's Albert Grossman, Janis Joplin, Bob Dylan's manager, etc. Monday, 12 to 1 a.m. Johnny Winter played. So now we're going into Monday morning, the day it was not supposed to take place. Monday, 1:45 to 2:45 a.m. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Horrible picture. They shouldn't have put the seam in the fucking thing. Monday, 3:30 to 5 a.m. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. More pictures of the crowd here. Monday, 6 to 7:15 a.m. the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. Monday, 7:45 to 8:15 a.m. Sha-na-na. And the closer, amazing Jimi Hendrix, Monday to 9 to 11:15 a.m. He closed the show in Monday morning. So someone in the crowd says, "Jimmy, are you high?" He said, "I am high, thank you. I am high, thank you, baby." And the cleanup, man. The stories I've heard of people who had to clean that place up, the smell alone would make you sick, so we'll just go with that. And, you know, there was so much stuff left behind, like sleeping bags and stuff like that. I would not want to have done that job. Okay, so here's are the refusals, but you know, a lot of other bands were supposed to play at Woodstock, and a lot of them said no. Led Zeppelin being one. I don't know if the Beatles were supposed to play. No, they weren't. Okay. Yeah, no, the Beatles weren't gonna play. The Doors refused because Jim Morrison didn't like playing outside. Joni Mitchell, that's a great picture of Joni. She was gonna play at Woodstock, but I don't know if she was gonna play solo or if she was gonna play with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I think she was gonna play with them, to be honest. And her manager said, you know, looked at the the traffic and crowd, and he said, hell no. And she did the Dick Cavett show the next day, so it worked out for her, I think. She wrote a cool song about Woodstock from what she heard from Graham Nash. And Bob Dylan, let's read what Bob Dylan has to say, because I think he was gonna, no, he refused. He didn't want to play it. He said, Woodstock, I didn't want to be part of that thing. I liked the town. I felt they exploited the shit out of that, going up there and getting 15 million people all in the same spot. That don't excite me. The flower generation. Is that what that is? I wasn't into all that. I just thought it was a lot of kids out and around wearing flowers in their hair, taking a lot of acid. I mean, what can you think about that? Bob Dylan. Well. Seems like a little moody bitch, don't he? No, I'm just kidding. This is what Woodstock looks like today. Or I should say Bethel, New York. It's not fucking Woodstock. This was this is what the field looks like without people. And this is where the stage was, I believe. Post-Woodstock timeline. It goes through, you know, what happened from 1969 to 1975. It's another good pic of Joni with David Crosby. Huh. David Crosby had a great time at Woodstock. He liked playing there. Mainstream press. Oh god, that fucking Rolling Stone cover is disgusting. The Woodstock movie, which, like I said, was originally released in March 1970. And this is the album cover. Janis Joplin is nowhere to be found on that. You know, Woodstock movie, I guess they played it in theaters. 1:30, 5 o'clock, and 8:30. All right, Bob Dylan. Lamont. Summerfest to Glastonbury. That's Yazer's farm, I believe. Richie Havens. Welcome to the town of Bethel. Woodstock today. Oh, there isn't one. The museum at Bethel Woods. They built this sort of thing, I guess, for people to go in and look at all this stuff, which is cool. They've also built a performing arts center on the Woodstock site, but it's not where the original Woodstock stage was, if that makes sense. This is part of the museum there that you can go to today and have a look around. This is just, where are they now? Joan Baez, I believe that's Joe Cocker. Yeah, it's Joe Cocker. It just tells you what happened to everybody and stuff like that, etc. The Who, still touring and performing today. Johnny Winter, sorry. Max Yasgur, the guy who rented out his farm, died in '73, like just a few years after Woodstock, so. This is the bibliography, sources, and text, and your regular shit acknowledgement. This book is dedicated to Michael Lang, the founder and true spirit of Woodstock. Yeah. I don't like how he handled 94 and 99s, though. And Roger Daltrey there, and the back cover. And that will do it for the Woodstock 3 Days That Rocked the World book. 50th anniversary edition. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this wasn't too boring. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves and take care of someone else. Bye for now.